Okay, here we are live today on YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn and all over the place. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Do you ever feel like you're just stuck? You're stuck with the staff that just feels overwhelming and they just don't seem to get it? Or do you feel like you're stuck with your financials? You just can't seem to get ahead. Ironically, this morning I woke up to some false stories. There's so many false stories in the news. I don't normally even watch the news anymore. It's just the negativity, the false information that's out there is so overwhelming. But my fiance came to me this morning. He's like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear what's going on? Minimum wage is being lifted to $25 an hour as of April 15th." And of course, as a business owner, the panic hits, right? Like, there's no way we can't, there's just no way. How are we going to go to minimum wage by April 15th at $25 an hour? And my heart goes out to my fellow childcare colleagues out there. And all I keep thinking is, oh my gosh, so many of my clients are going to go out of business. What are we going to do? We're going to have to do quick price hikes, all the things, right? But then I realized I probably don't need to be worried. It's probably false information. Our world is so full of ridiculous false information right now that it's something that we really don't need to worry about, right? So, sure enough, it did turn out to be false, but that immediate moment of panic doesn't feel good, right? And I feel like that's what we live in right now. It feels like we have lost so much control over our financials, our staff, because when it comes to our staff, the workforce has really changed. We don't have the same workforce we used to anymore, right? We see so many people now in these situations where they just don't want to do their job. If I'm going to be honest, they just don't want to do their job. And it makes it really hard for us. And and I don't want to say, I mean, they do, they just don't understand, right? I teach a whole series on this workforce, and my heart actually goes out to this workforce. We give them a hard time. Sometimes, yeah, I get it. Some of it is difficult, but sometimes we just need to meet them where they are. But I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, what it feels like though is they don't want to work. They don't want to show up. They have no work ethic. They don't know what to do. And it's just overwhelming, isn't it? Let me know in the comments if you just feel overwhelmed as a manager. You work your tail off, you look at them and think, why can't they do this like me? If I can do it, why can't they? And so we feel stuck. We feel in a position between money and what's going on. We can't seem to charge enough in order to pay enough, right? And then that comes to the staff. The staff wants raises and they don't understand this perfect storm we're in right now. So, what do we do? How do we fix this situation? How do we deal with being stuck with our financials, being stuck with money, right? And our staff. So, this weekend, I went to this event, and I'll tell you, Friday, I knew last week I was so tired. Right now, I'm running 3 companies. My director at my childcare center is taking a sabbatical, a long overdue sabbatical after 17 years. And so I really am working a lot right now, right? I'm running childcare business professionals. I have my summit coming. I'm opening a new childcare program, and I'm filling in for my director. And I'm tired. There's no beating around the bush. I'm tired. And so I had this event to go to Sunday or Saturday. And it was an educational event with the great John Maxwell. If you guys know, he is the #1 best-selling business author in the world of all time, right? And probably just the most God-gifted person of wisdom when it comes to being in leadership, just the leading expert. I can say that he is probably uncontested. I can easily say he is uncontested as the greatest leadership trainer in the world. And Ed Milet. If you guys don't know who Ed Milet is, look him up. His podcast will change your life. And Tim Tebow, Willie Robinson's from Duck Dynasty, a lot of these amazing speakers, right? Which, by the way, there are some that are even better than those names. Amazing. And I know when I go to these events, it really kind of brings me out of a funk. It sparks this energy inside of me that's just like, let's go do this. We can do anything. I can handle this. I don't know. It changes my energy, makes me more positive, makes me really just want to work harder, and keeps me laser focused on my goals. And that isn't even to mention the wealth of wisdom and information I get from these events, right? Like the wealth of information and wisdom is even more impactful than just like the energy I get out of it. So I know that going to these events changed my life. So when I first discovered this a few years ago, I made a commitment to myself that I would go to events quarterly. I would try to go to these events, be in these circles of people who run the events. I actually sought out to actually like befriend them so that I could be around these people who just really understand and have their stuff together. So as I'm going through this event, I just was tired. Friday night, I'm looking and thinking, oh, it's Saturday tomorrow, and I have to get up and do this. And then Saturday morning, my alarm clock goes off and I'm tired. I was really tired and I didn't want to go. But I also knew that I had to go because I used to be stuck too, stuck, unhappy with my staff, stuck in my financials. And what I learned is it's not the government that makes me stuck. It's not my staff. It's not even the condition of my bank account, because the condition of my bank account is actually a direct reflection of me. It's actually a direct reflection of my leadership and my performance. So Saturday morning, I was exhausted. I probably worked close to 60 hours last week. And the weekend before, I really didn't get any days off either. I've just been working so much. But I told myself, I have to do this. I'm in a funk. And I asked myself, how badly do I really want this? How badly do I want to open my new program? That, by the way, I've been working on for about 4 or 5 months now because just one roadblock after another is coming at me. How badly do I want to see my childcare center sustain and succeed? How badly do I want to see childcare business professionals, the company that brings you this, do well? Right? And so I know I have to do this. I've got to get up and go. I've got to expose myself to the right energy. I've got to get out of my normal surroundings where I am every single day. And I have to put myself around people who are way more successful than me and people who get it and people whose energy are going to lift mine up. Now, I want you guys to really think about the fact that energy is a choice. Now, many of you are like, oh no, Evelyn, you're crazy. Energy is not a choice. If it was a choice, I would have so much energy and I would want to have energy. So let me ask you this. And I will just say, by the way, I did take this idea from a different, this is not my original idea, but I'm still going to give you guys the example. So if I were to come to you and say, hey, I am giving you an all expense paid trip, and you're going to get to go on this luxury cruise and tour Europe, what would you say? You're like, oh, I'm too tired. I can't go. Now I'm going to add a caveat to that. You need to be on the airplane in 4 hours. 4 hours. This trip normally would cost you $20,000. Some of you, let's say it's a trip to Alaska, right? Wherever your dream place is, Hawaii, whatever. I'm going to give you a free, all expense paid trip. Now, let's say you only slept 3 hours last night and you're exhausted. How much energy are you going to suddenly have? How much energy are you suddenly going to have because you get to make a dream come true that's just being handed to you? Energy is a choice. You choose that energy, right? So Saturday morning, I didn't want to go. But I also know that energy is my choice. And when I put myself in these rooms with people who have the higher energy, who get it, and when I'm listening people to like John Maxwell and Tim Tebow, who are at the level I want to be one day, which I really don't think I want to be there, but they're amazing mentors. I understand. And I know once I get in that room, my energy is going to skyrocket and it's going to last me the next, something like the Life Search event I went to is going to probably last me the next 6 months, right? I'm just going to ride this wave for 6 months and then I'll go to another one. And it just keeps me going. All that information you gain. So let me ask you, how badly do you want relief from being stuck? Crazy, right? When you read the title of this podcast episode, you probably don't think this is what I'm going to talk about. But your results are a direct reflection of what you're exposing yourself to. Who are you hanging around with every day? Who are you really exposing yourself to on a day-to-day basis? Because where you are, what your team looks like, what your financials look like, what your home life looks like, is a direct result of what you are exposing yourself to. The rooms that you're putting yourself in, the people you're listening to, you're letting them in your head. You watch the news all the time, you're probably depressed as all whatever, right? That's why I completely eliminated things like television from my life. I used to be obsessed with politics. And I realized they have no influence over me like I think they do. I allow myself to think that because I follow that rhetoric and I allowed myself to be controlled by it for a season of my life. But my success, my bank accounts, my staff is a reflection of me. So I want to put myself around people who get that and who don't accept the status quo, who know that all of the stuff that's put out there in the world is a bunch of crap, to be honest, right? So tired. And I'm going to get on a soapbox just right now, you guys. So just a PSA, going on a soapbox. But I am so tired of people thinking that the government's decisions and what's happening in the White House has so much control over you. And I have friends on the left and on the right, and it's the same thing, I'll tell you guys. All of this doom and gloom, all the craziness that's going on right now, and the people who are so upset, and the people who are just, the sky is falling all over the place, right? Well, the last administrations, I heard the same exact things, same things. And it's so crazy. I mean, literally the same things. Oh, they're Nazis. Oh, we're going to lose our freedom. Same exact thing from one set to the next. Just a different perspective. So is that really the energy you want to live in? I want you to really just look around at your life. What do you want to choose? Do you want to live in this negativity? Because you can, if you keep exposing yourselves to the same thing you're already exposing yourself to. That's why I do the Child Care Business Summit, because I am trying to bring this more positive energy to the child care field. Most of you know I was on the traveling circus and speaking all over the place for early childhood education. And I had to get off that bus because it's so negative, so negative. And you hear the same thing. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What is the government going to do to come save us? What's going to happen? No, government's not coming to save us. And I really don't care because I don't need them to. I'm going to save myself. And you can too. And that's what the Child Care Business Summit is all about, saving you. So there was a man who went to Aristotle. For those of you who know, the great philosopher Aristotle. And he said, "Sir, I want to learn under you. Can you tell me the secret to success?" And he said, "I want to be your student." And Aristotle walked out of his house, walked down to the beach, and the man followed. He walked into the ocean, and the man followed. He grabbed the man by the head and stuck him underwater. The man did not know what was going on, and he's flailing, and he's drowning, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's fighting for his life. And Aristotle lets him back up. And then he just walks back to his house. And then I was like, okay, I don't know what that was. Maybe I have to earn my way over here, right? So then the next day, he knocked on Aristotle's door. He says, "Okay, master, I went through your initiation. So now, please tell me, what is the secret to life? And once again, Aristotle walked over to the beach, grabbed the man by the head, and put him underwater. And again, the man was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to try again. So the next day, he went back. He's like, sir, please, I'll do anything. Tell me, what is the secret to success? I want to learn. Please tell me what is going on. So Aristotle, the son, says, okay, I'll teach you. I'll teach you. And the man's super excited now, like, I got through to him. Yes. But again, Aristotle walked over to the beach, walked into the water, grabbed the man, put him underwater and held him down. But this time, the man got really upset. Broke free. He's like, stop. Enough of this. I am not playing your games anymore. I just want to learn from you. You told me you would teach me. Enough. What is going on? And Aristotle said, the secret of success is when you want it as badly as you want to breathe, you will find the success you're looking for. Think about that. So many people reach out to me every day asking me, what can I do? What should I be doing? How badly do you want it? Do you want it badly enough to show up to a conference on a Saturday after you've worked a 60-hour week and you're exhausted? When you have piles of laundry and your chores are behind? Do you want it bad enough to face what you have to face today? It might be back taxes. It might be a staff that is stabbing you in the back. It might be a negative bank account. It might be a lack of staffing. It might be a parent suing you. How badly do you want it? I encourage each and every one of you to get your tickets to the Child Care Business Summit now. If you want it badly enough, you're going to figure it out. Do you want it as badly as you want to breathe? That is the key to success. I knew Saturday, I got to go. I got to go. I got to be in this room to lift my energy, to get my perspective right again, to put me back in the place I need to be. And you know, what's funny about that, I gained so much knowledge, you guys. Of course, I go to these conferences, I gain a ton of knowledge, right? But that's kind of a secondary bonus to being in the room around the energy, to get that mentorship, right? To be able to meet these people and get that wisdom from them, to watch their lives and to study how did they do it. Success leaves clues. Hear me on that, you guys. Success leaves clues. When you put yourself in rooms and learn from people who are there, they are ahead of you. Not only is it going to lift up your station in life, if you believe I am all about frequency and energy, not only is it going to lift you up being around them because it's contagious, right? You're going to learn so much from them. And you're going to save a ton of money. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in mistakes that I have several failures, right? You fail your way up. Can't be afraid to fail. And now I bring you things like the Child Care Business Summit so you don't have to fail. So you can learn from my mistakes and from where I've been successful. I literally give it to you. I teach it to you. I show you this is where I messed up. I lost $400,000 here. But then I did really well here and I made $1 million, right? Don't you want that kind of exposure and to be around that kind of energy? And we fill the room with people who've done the same. So what? It's a no-brainer to me. Like, why would you even consider and worry about how you're going to get there? So this year, we also wanted to make the Child Care Business Summit a lot more accessible for you. So we are moving it from Tahoe to Reno. And the reason we're moving it to Reno, and by the way, you guys, the resort we're going to, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite resorts in the world. The spa is to die for, and the restaurants. It has 5 or 6 restaurants, and they are amazing. You never even have to leave this resort. It's so amazing. It's huge. It's the size of a cruise ship. So if you've ever been on a cruise, You know what that's like, right? Well, the resort we're hosting it at is going to be similar to that. And we're moving it because it's so much more accessible, easier for you to access. Lake Tahoe is absolutely gorgeous. You can still take a drive trip up there, but we're moving it to Reno because we want to make it easier for you. You can just take an Uber instead of having to rent a car, drive the extra hour to from the Reno airport to Tahoe. We're just making it more accessible. So we're taking your excuses away. Make sure to get your ticket. You don't want to miss it. It will change your life. So many of my clients say it. And if you guys go to the website, I have plenty of videos of people showing you how it has changed their life. So after this, I will put a link in the comments about our summit. And if you're listening to the podcast, we will also put a link in the podcast to let you guys know about the summit as well. I am trying to get, there we go. There it is right here. So if you're watching on YouTube, Instagram, or any of my other, nope, that's 2024. Let's see. On my other platforms right now, you guys will be able to find our summit link. I'm going to post it in the chat right now. Facebook, I'll have to add it for you after, since Facebook has done their craziness. And if you weren't here from the beginning of this call on Facebook, just another quick announcement, you guys. Facebook has changed how they do things. And I can no longer stream live using my streaming platform from onto Facebook. So last week, if you got to see the amazing interview, I highly, highly recommend it that I did. If you want to see those, it's going to have to be on YouTube, LinkedIn, or even Instagram. But I'm going to be doing this live starting next week. We'll put a link, so don't worry. You'll still be able to find us on Facebook. We'll put a link in the Facebook group. I've been going live in this Facebook group for 3 or 4 years every Monday morning at 9 a.m. So it's going to be a little bit different, but we will make sure that it's easily accessible. You'll know where the videos are. We'll share, not going to miss anything, but Facebook is just making it much more difficult for me to go live now. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to join me. Again, if you're on any of the other platforms, you will see my link to sign up for the Child Care Business Summit. We do have early bird pricing right now. Please, you guys, don't miss out. The price is going to double. So make sure that you get in before it's too late. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.